Hey folks, it's Mark Maron from WTF, and today I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile. So you're thinking about upgrading to the amazing new iPhone 17 Pro, the most powerful phone yet, with 8 times optical zoom. But are you also thinking about the hassle of getting the phone at the store and transferring all your data? Well, good news. When you order a new phone online with Boost Mobile, they'll send an expert to your home or work to deliver your brand new iPhone 17 Pro and get you all set up on Boost Mobile within minutes. Visit boostmobile.com to get started. Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com. Terms apply.
AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Finn, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Finn goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.
Welcome to episode 86 of Winging It. Don't worry, we've updated the bio. Now, how have we become the biggest meme in the world? I'm sure the social media team isn't complaining with the post having 34 million views, but...
Whoa.
Excuse me?
34 million views on that tweet. Now, I'm a bit annoyed by all of this because our fantastic run that we went on, winning the FA Cup, winning the Community Shield, 19 games unbeaten and all of that, in my mind, it was a bit of akin to I felt like everyone should be behind us, a bit like everyone was behind Leicester because it was nice to have the disruptions to the top 6. But apparently that was left a decade ago and now people just now get fucked.
Yeah, if you've been outside in 2025,
anyone can get it. Yeah, nobody likes us for some reason. Except in the media now. We've established that we're media darlings now.
Yeah.
Media darlings, but 34 million people all laughing at that tweet.
Yeah, we don't even have to chat shit and we're getting banged.
I don't need to
Word.
I feel like now I'm going to have to boycott a pizza restaurant that is also the name of a game that you play with numbers on it.
Why? Oh, because they did they?
Yeah.
What was Papa John saying?
Fuck you, Papa.
No, Papa John's, we eat Papa John's for breakfast, everything.
Breakfast.
But yeah, as I say, 34 million views. I mean, you're going to have to give the a raise to the social media team, I reckon. Pay them
20 grand a year.
Yeah, well, that's it. Isn't it pretty much now 1 million views is worth £1,000? I think is about the direct translation. So 34,000 quid bought in, he can. That's it. That's your pay rise. That's your salary.
How many views are we getting on our X's?
34.
30. So that's hang on. I've got a bit of paper somewhere. All right, fine, fair enough.
Yeah, I think we might have got 300 odd thousand on one the other day. Actually, it's not too bad.
What did you say?
It was just a picture of the Roy Hodgson flag.
Ah, love that.
It was a great.
See, that's perfect, isn't it? No effort on our part.
Yep.
34,000, 100 quid or whatever you said for us. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. 298,000. There you go.
And you didn't get around in Poland.
Yeah.
My bank account would suggest otherwise.
To be fair, if you're going to get around in anywhere, it might as well be in Poland because it'll cost you about £5.
If you can't get a beer out of him in fucking Lublin, we're doomed.
Mango beers, that was quite nice.
Oh no.
This is where we find out if Albert listened to the Conference Chronicles episode.
I mean,
Because Because if you did, you should be giving me some abuse.
No. Why?
Did you listen to it?
Yes.
Okay. Then no comment. Great. I appreciate it.
Growing as a human.
Yeah.
You might want to have a little look in the mirror, but
I will say thank you to everyone who sent lovely messages to me about my monologue, as it's been dubbed at the end of that episode. You're all very lovely, and I'm humbled.
I feel like this is a dig at me because I didn't send anything.
Did you? I still don't think you've listened to it, Albert.
I've listened to it. Do you know what? I actually listened to it twice, actually, because something happened the first time I listened to it, and it was. I thought,
stop.
That's jumped forward a little bit, and didn't hear anything of you or me, and I thought, he must have cut that out for one reason or another. And then I looked, and it was like, it's 40 minutes. I've definitely only listened. Something must have happened. I must have slipped on a button, but I've actually listened to it twice, contrary to what you're saying.
Hear me start talking and then just skip ahead?
I didn't do that, but there's obviously some sort of algorithm or AI on my phone that knows that that's what I want. I'm anti-AI
filter.
Generally, but if it's going to do that for me, then maybe I'm in.
Fine.
Good work. Squad photo came out today.
I thought you meant 3 of us. I was like, when are we doing that?
I said back in August that I thought it was gonna hit different, this one, with the FA Cup and the Community Shield in there. Clean.
Very nice. Very nice.
And the nice touch of the Down syndrome Eagles as well, which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
Having a great time.
And also something that I should have mentioned to friend of the pod, Billiam. If you look back at the team photo with the Down syndrome Eagles in it, they get to wear red shorts. And the kit looks better with red shorts. For people who don't know, I want Palace to have red shorts. And every year before the kit's announced, I say, I want red shorts, and I never get them. So if you want red shorts, send an email in to the club.
Am I right in saying the last time we had red shorts, or one of the last times we had red shorts, would have been around the Peter Taylor time with the terrible kit where the stripes ended up in a V? We definitely had red shorts for that kit.
But we did have red shorts in 10-11 as well. But maybe not with a home kit. Maybe that was with the away
10-11. Would that have been a GAC?
Yeah, but I think that might have been with the away kit, actually.
Yeah. Listen, I just think it looks better.
I know that because I've got a pair of Dean Moxey shorts.
Oh, randomly. Does he know that?
Yeah, he gave them to me. So he's misses waxed my legs for charity.
I remember this.
When I dance as a cheerleader for sport.
Last 2 words on that sentence, very important.
My legs.
No, for charity.
Yes, for charity. Yeah, I was. Yeah, so basically, I hadn't bought shorts to do it in, so Dean Moxey gave me some Palace shorts that were red.
Was that her profession, or was she just the nearest person and you needed it done lively?
It wasn't nearest person. No, I was just like, I reached out to some beauticians or whatever they are, I don't know, leg waxing places, and was like, I'm doing this for charity. Do you mind doing it for free? And no one would do it. And then I put a call out on Twitter, and she offered. So I was like, sweet, come round then. And yeah, and then proceeded in telling Dean Moxey how he ruined my bet the game before because he missed. But doesn't matter. But no, it was red shorts. There you go. But yeah, love the squad photo. Love it with the trophies. One for the scrapbook. That's for sure. It has Ollie Glasner in it. Will it have Ollie Glasner in it next season? Bobby Mancy has asked the question, and Ollie Glasner has said, there are so many rumours and factors. We haven't spoken about a contract. I haven't been offered a contract. Therefore, I cannot reject a contract. That is the situation. We have to pause.
We do have to pause.
This happens about once every 4 episodes that Albert just gets a delivery of something, and it's a tea and biscuits, but the tea is kind of on a saucer, but it's actually on a massive plate with just surrounded by biscuits.
Yeah, like a moat of biscuits.
Number one, we didn't have to stop. Okay, you chose to stop. I put it on mute. I was going to say nothing had happened, and it's not a plate of biscuits. It's two halves of two biscuits. So technically, that's one biscuit, and the other thing that you can see is a little post-it note that doesn't say C word. Hesketh, take note. It says "I love you." So, where were we?
Signed TD. What's Troy doing in the house? What is this?
Unbelievable. Great work.
That is unbelievable.
It just continues to baffle us all why she is your wife. But
well, Albert was just about to say, I haven't been offered a biscuit, so I can't reject a biscuit, and then got given a biscuit. So
it's true.
If you see the text I sent about 2 minutes ago, you'll know why.
I think we'll leave that there.
Was it of Ian Botham?
No. Do you honestly think I'd get a little note saying "I love you" with my cup of tea and a picture of fucking Ian Botham?
I love it when you show me that Ian Botham picture. But yeah, as he said in there that he would reject a contract by saying, "I haven't been offered a contract therefore I cannot reject a contract."
The hope is that the rumours were that he was going to reject a contract, right? Rather than he is going to reject one, whatever comes his way. I'm still of the opinion that he's leaving in the summer. But a few people are starting to think, well, maybe he's not outright saying he wouldn't sign a new contract. So, I don't know. We've lost the game now, though, so I'm sure everyone's back to being doom and gloom, aren't they?
Did see a few tweets of people saying that it was his fault.
Oh God!
I mean, we'll get into that a bit more. Anyway, it doesn't matter what happens even if he decided to leave and said that he hates everyone who lives in South London. Apparently, time is a big healer because Mark Goldberg is coming back to Selhurst Park to do a CPFC Business Club event. Christ. I mean, I assume how not to do business is the underlying narrative. This is mental.
Yeah.
It's not going to see a talk about with Harold Shipman telling you how to look after old people.
Oh my
God. What's Goldberg been doing since? He's not still. Is he still at Bromley? Is he still? He doesn't have anything to do with them anymore, does he?
Didn't he owner, player, manager type role? Wasn't he owner and manager at some point at Bromley?
He was. I've just Googled him, and he's described on Google as an entrepreneur, which I hate.
Do you know that the French don't have a word for that?
I'm not getting involved in this. I've seen that video. The last thing on his Wikipedia is that he became manager of Welling United in April 2016, and he left the position in November 2016.
Does he have a controversy section on his Wikipedia?
Surprisingly, he doesn't. He has an honours section, one of which is the Kent Senior Cup 2005. So maybe that's what he'll talk about. But yeah, if you have bought a ticket to that, good for you. I'm sure it'll be illuminating.
How much is a ticket?
75 plus VAT.
Christ.
You in?
Can I claim the VAT back? Which would be my first question if I did go.
We'll have to set the podcast up as a business or something.
Thing is, he'd probably reply, "What's that?"
No, don't worry about that.
We just offset it against the stadium or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, there you go. So time's a great healer. Doesn't matter. Get whoever back. Cantona, why not? Is that a step too far?
Albert's choking on his biscuit.
Okay. Should we chat a bit about Poland before we talk about Everton? Because I'm still mourning the loss of our first ever. Well, it's not a loss. I mean, just not being there. When we were in the airport leaving, our flight got delayed by half an hour, and everyone was just like, "Remember that video of that Palace fan doing his laces up in front of the Liverpool coach? They need to get on the runway and do that in front of the planes so we can stay here for a bit longer." Because everyone was already having holiday blues in the airport. Nobody wanted to leave. It was... Albert, you enjoy yourself. You nearly missed it, but you got there in the end.
Yeah, hairy journey. Our flight was delayed an hour and a half. So I actually, all said and done, only got to the stadium about 5 minutes before kickoff.
Mate,
so yeah,
on the Chronicles podcast, when I was listening to it back, you talking about frightened Steve Browett for a taxi not being on your bingo card. Excellent work. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
But all told, it was less than 24 hours in Poland. Because our flight back was at 4. We meant to land at 3 the day before, and we ended up landing at about 5:30. It was just put an extra bit of adrenaline into the day. It was more exciting that way, honest. But it was great, wasn't it? Just again very surreal. Just every step of the way. Even sat there really like, oh fuck, the plane's been delayed an hour and a half. Me, my brother, and my dad just sort of looking at each other and being like, "Fucking hell, we're literally on our way to Europe to watch Palace play. This is really, really surreal." And obviously, there's lots of other Palace fans around the airport and on the plane, and again bundling into taxis. I thought it was great, and it'll be a sad thing if this is the only time we do it. This is the only season. I don't think you ever get used to it. Mental.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be the only ever season. Champions League next year, come on. Yeah. What about you, Haskiff? Did you enjoy yourself? You stayed a little bit longer, didn't you? Didn't you have a late flight back Friday?
Yeah, we got
That's why
there
I couldn't
on
come out. Late flight.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, we got there the day before, and so the day of the game, we got to have me and Vanessa got to have a little wander around the town, which was really nice. Tried to be a tiny bit cultural, although one of the places we went up was this sort of like tower that overlooks the city, and I don't like heights. And about halfway through, I remembered I don't like heights, and I certainly don't like heights on a creaking wooden spiral staircase. So I don't really know why I went in there, to be honest. But other than that, it was brilliant. From seeing all our mates dotted about in some random city in Poland, to the build up to the game, getting in the stadium after we had our chat for the Chronicles episode, Terence, going to our seats and it becoming real. Like obviously we went to Fredrikstad and that was great, but this felt a bit different to me.
Yeah, we all had a Dynamo Kiev.
Yeah. And just like the atmosphere, being there with my mates, seeing you guys, like you said at the end of that last episode, it's just, we've been through so much shit. And whilst the FA Cup win was like everything when we did it, now this feels more like this is fucking fun. I'm just going to enjoy it. And I mean, we'll talk a bit about the game maybe, but to do all that and then win just makes it even better. So yeah, really good, really fun.
Yeah, it was a routine victory. A lot of people were describing it as professional after the game. Everyone was a football pundit on the Lublin strip. It was great. Everywhere you turn, just Palace, talking to Palace. And yeah, it was really good. Great header from Munoz. Albert, mean it, or is he meaning to knock that back across goal? Oh, look at the face on him.
Definitely meant it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. What I will say, it was the first of Pino's 2 assists, and what a game he had.
What really, I will say is I missed it because I was at the bar.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I knew it.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I kept seeing people next to me because I was right down the front and I was right on the aisle, and I kept seeing people disappear and come back like what seemed like 2 minutes later, pint. And I was like, we've not had a beer, we've had to come straight to the ground. So look, I'll go and get the pints. I won't be long, and it took far longer than it did for everybody else, and just heard that.
Have you seen it back?
Oh yeah.
Okay, fine. Did he mean what?
Look at his eyes. That's all I'll say.
Yes. Looking at the far top corner, postage stamp stuff. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really impressive performance, as I say, particularly from Pino. And the second half absolutely skins the life out. I think it was their number 6. And outside of the boot cross for Nketiah to tap home.
So
I still can't work out what part of the foot that Nketiah used. Is it a little outside of the foot?
I think it is. I think it is a little outside of the foot finish.
There's not many angles to look at that from, and the highlights on. I assumed you'd be able to watch the whole game back on demand on whatever it is, Discovery, TNT, but there's only a little 5-minute highlight reel that doesn't show Mateta's glaring miss at the end of the first half, which the bloke next to me absolutely wore in the face.
Yeah, poor. We'll get into a bit more of that later of Mateta being poor in front of goal at the moment. And then obviously we have the classic moment of I've got it clipped so we can listen to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us today. We ask for your cultural support and positive emotions. Thank you.
So that's where it came from.
Yes. They literally were like, positive emotions.
Pretty positive about the things we were saying.
Definitely meant it.
Yeah.
It served to have Palace fans double down on the volume of that song before turning it into just every song we had was positive emotions was the punchline to the song. Yeah, incredible, really, that such a thing would happen. And they're going to come down on us at some point.
Yeah.
So obviously, financially, it's already going to be happening, I imagine. But it wouldn't surprise me if we get some sort of ban at some point as fans. But their insecurity.
Surely not.
UEFA think that we're being nasty about UEFA. Fine.
We've seen way worse things from groups in terms of general football behaviour.
Yeah.
Like actually bad things like racial abuse, and nothing happened. But hey, we seem to be the example that they like to set.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, how's the team that blagged their way into the Europa League getting on?
I mean, swimmingly well.
Well, mate. It is what it is, mate.
Hey.
I am loving it. I'm loving I'm watching his interviews twice. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I hate him, but I really, really like that whole package at the moment.
Yeah, funny. It's almost like they're not good enough to be in that tournament because they didn't qualify for it. Imagine that.
Wild.
Crazy, isn't it?
When I heard that they were chanting "sacked in the morning," it was someone said anecdotally that night, they're singing "sacked in the morning" to Ange. I thought it was a bit like a sort of. I assumed it was like a jovial. We've got a silly man, a silly chairman, and you're getting sacked in the morning. But it's like you see the video, it's like, oh no, they actually fucking mean it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because I wish I'd bookmarked loads of tweets because you just saw things going, you wish Marinakis was your owner, blah, 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 blah. He's doing amazing things for our club. it's all gone wrong and pear-shaped because of him in a very short space of time in terms of Nuno doing what he did to Nuno at the end of the season. Nuno obviously just having enough and now employing his mate who is just a shit show.
Oh yeah.
I also enjoy the pictures post-match of Marinakis during the match, where he just gets increasingly more livid. It's great.
Apparently
It's
they
really
keep
good.
having to replace the screens in front of him because he keeps breaking them.
Brilliant. Even better.
Yeah. But yeah, brilliant game. Win it 2-0. Only sour point is Sosa gets sent off. I remember in the game, I was like, he's fucking made 2 fouls. And this will become important later because you're often like, you're angry at a ref during the game. And then you watch it back and you're like, well, shit, it's probably a foul. And he deserves to be booked for both of them. And the second one was just stupid considering he was on a yellow to like jump in like that. And he does end up stamping on the guy's foot and a little bit on his shin. So it's like, yeah, no complaints. But debut for Cardines, Hesketh, which means he's now no longer a good quiz question as who's made international appearances but no professional appearances at club level.
Yeah. There was a guy behind me who obviously didn't. He didn't know who he was, and he didn't hear the stadium announcer, so he just kept screaming 59, which was quite good. Yeah, good for him. He's a pretty decent player. I think I read somewhere that Glasner's been really impressed with him in training and that. I think it's sort of helped him that Kapora's got injured because I think Kapora's probably ahead of him in the pecking order, but not bad to make a debut for the club, professional debut in Europe against a former big European team. Good for him.
I did enjoy the moment where he stumbled in the penalty area and the player almost got away down the outside of him and Maxence just glided across and knocked him off the ball before flexing in front of us and just walking sideways, like big gurn on his face. Like,
that was brilliant.
Yes, but loved it. And then the night out was great.
Hold that thought, yeah.
Hold that thought, yeah. But if you want to listen more about our night out, go and listen to the previous episode 2 of the Conference League Chronicles. So get 10 minutes of me and Albert walking around looking for a nightclub while sort of chatting about the game.
Best way to do it, innit?
It's good. Enjoyed it.
I either need to do it walking around looking for a nightclub or with a cup of tea and a plate of biscuits. They are my conditions, and I'm sticking to them.
So it is a plate of biscuits now, is it? It's
a plate that has 2 halves of 2 biscuits on. Cookies, in fact, if you must know. And if you want, I didn't want to have to say it. I didn't want to lay it on thick, but I had my flu jab this afternoon, all right? I had my flu jab. So it's just a little something to perk me up a little bit, all right?
Okay, fine. You're looking very well for it, I must say.
Thank you.
Low blood sugars. Is that why you got the I love you? Oh,
got a fucking headache coming on as well now. And I was about to say, I think I'm struggling. My ears feel really hot. And then I realised I'm wearing headphones.
Brilliant. Well, your ears are going to get really hot now because we're going to move on to talking about Everton.
Positive emotions, please, Hesketh.
Sorry.
So we go to Everton, which is we all know their curse, but I mean, I also thought that if the curse is ever going to break, it's going to be now. But hey ho, wasn't the case. But should have been really, considering how well the game started and the amount of chances we created. And yeah, it's kind of crazy to look. I remember at 1-0, the commentator on TV even saying, if Palace don't leave this game with 3 points, they've only got themselves to blame. And it's probably a fair assessment.
Nostradamus.
But we start with almost another brilliant goal from Mitchell. Albert pinging the outside of the post with a left-footed drive.
That's what he does now.
Confidence is flowing through him.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a great start. And we just thought, I was surprised that we were, obviously we haven't got acres and acres of depth to completely rotate aside and still put out, an amazing 11. We have to, there's only so many changes we can make before we're definitely sort of peppered with a second string, let's call it. But I was surprised at how intense we were playing, considering the week that we'd had. It didn't look like we'd played a European game away on a Thursday. You've got to get used to saying that. And it looked like it was going to be another. It's only a matter of time until we score, and hopefully when we score, we'll score another one because we're looking really good. But cliche alert, it's proper game of two halves, wasn't it? It just it really fizzled out, and the chances that we missed really came back to bite us on the proverbial.
Yeah, I wonder if it was part of the tactic was use the energy while we got it early to get ourselves out into basically an unassailable lead. And we really could have done that because then Pickford makes a great save from Mateta before we score. And it's you could hear it on the TV as well. There was lots of England's number one banter going on, but two great goalkeepers on the pitch basically because Pickford's pretty solid, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't watch much England international football, but Pickford always seems to play well against us. So in my head, he's very good goalie. And I agree. We started really well, and I think maybe it's a sort of keep the momentum going thing where we started with that intensity and it worked. And obviously the confidence is there. So when you can see what you're doing is working, then that will give you confidence to carry on. I thought our movement was really good. I thought Pino was brilliant again. Even when his first touch doesn't look that good, he, on a couple of occasions, sort of got it before their player did and was off. And you saw it with the goal. The ball was played into him and he brought it down sort of weirdly on his chest, bent over, but then turned and laid it off to Sarr. And it was just such a great, fast-paced move for the goal. And unlike when JP goes one-on-one with goalkeepers, you don't really think Munoz is going to miss one-on-ones. He's sort of like the new iteration of Patrick Van Aanholt. Whenever he's through on goal, I think he's scoring. So, I mean, I think at that point, no one could complain that we were 1-0 up. We looked way, way better than them. At one point, I think the graphic came up that we'd had 68% possession, which is pretty insane for Palace. Not something I'm used to, but only one goal up. I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Not the first time Everton has.
You've bored him. You've bored him.
Stats later. We're always recording late. I'm very tired. Been a long day at work. Excuse my yawning.
At least you had your flu jab.
I don't know why the kids get a nasal spray and we still have to get injections. What's that all about?
We'll talk about that after.
And yes,
that one of the COVID chronicles.
Yeah, Munoz puts us 1-0 up. Brilliant. Everything that sort of epitomises what we do well under Glasner, and great goal. So get to half time at 1-0. Second half, Everton definitely they make changes, and it's a good couple of changes for them, which definitely give them a bit more of a foothold in the game. But they come at us a bit more, and then we really have to, got a washing machine just going mad above my head from our neighbours. Sorry, that's why I'm chuckling. But they start coming at us, throwing everything at us, and we have a couple more opportunities on the break to just clean it up. Mateta gets through, tries to chip the keeper, and O'Brien clears off the line.
Of course he does.
And then
Texter in the sky.
Sarr rounds Pickford, makes a bit of a hash of it, then gives Mateta an awful pass, but then Mateta does really well to get it under control and drags the shot past the near post. And with that, Albert, along with him knocking out the guy next to you in Poland, he's missed the most big chances of any striker in Europe's top 5 leagues this season.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Premier League. Oh, wow. I mean, Liverpool, we won Liverpool and it was a fantastic performance, but, the reason why we could have been 3 or 4 up after 20 minutes is because, most of those chances fell to Mateta. Is it worrying yet? I don't think it's worrying yet, but it's fucking frustrating. And luckily for us, maybe not for JP, Nketiah, when he came on for the second half against Dynamo Kiev, he's looking very sharp and very in the mood. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit and wants to prove a point and all those other football cliches. But I do wonder if it carries on. What does Glasner do, and how soon does he do it?
Well, the most annoying thing is, in an ideal world, he could do with a bit of a rest, and he gets called up to the France squad for the first time.
Yeah,
at 28 years old, which you can't begrudge him. Everyone was clearly, but the news came out when we was in Poland. Everyone was clearly buzzing for him. Players were sharing it on their socials, left, right, and centre. Everyone was talking about it in town. But yeah, bad timing, really.
Yeah, I think I was talking to someone about it in Poland before it was announced, and I think it was the night before. I was saying Deschamps basically just picks players who play for big clubs. And then obviously the next day JP gets picked. So I'm like, well, I guess we're a big club now then, so that's fine. So really happy for him. I think he deserves it, to be honest. They've got a lot of good strikers, France, and a few of them are injured, which is probably why he made the squad. But, I think he deserves it. Over the last 18 months since Glasner's been here, he's been fucking brilliant. And he is missing chances this season that you would say when he was on fire last year, he would be putting them away easy. Not really worried yet because we're still creating the chances, which is good. And I mean, the odds are he'll get a few of them in and then hopefully get on another purple patch. But speaking of the French squad, and it ties into the Everton game, I jinxed it. Because when JP got called up, I said, having seen the squad, how is Kanate in the French squad and Max Lacroix isn't? Because Max is way better than him. And then Max does that.
Yeah. Well, just before that, Henderson makes a good save from Alcaraz, pushing it over the bar. And then, Maxence just loses his mind. Now, Albert, there's been suggestions that maybe he didn't see him there. And thought he was just sliding to an empty ball to clear it away, but
he was there.
Moment of madness, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was watching it with a mate of mine who's an ardent QPR fan who was screaming at the TV that wasn't a pen, and I was like, mate, I'm a Palace fan, and I'm pretty sure being an understatement. It's like, that's a pen. He was livid on our behalf. I was like, mate, I'm cool with it. It's clearly a pen. Don't worry about it. But yeah, he's, bless him, he's definitely tried to not foul the player, but he is definitely beyond the point of no return. And despite every effort to get out of the way, when you're a big bloke like that who puffs their chest out, you're going to wipe him. We're going to wipe the player out, and it's a penalty, no question.
Yeah, which he puts away. Isn't that a player we were linked with as well? Didn't we want to buy the player who scored the penalty?
And Dyer,
yeah.
But
then I can't remember where I saw it, so sorry if I'm stealing your line. I saw someone refer to us playing as at Everton being like final destination, but instead of dying, it's losing a football match. And their winner felt a lot like that, with the way it just kind of, even with an incredible save from Henderson,
brilliant save.
I don't even. Again, does Munoz even see that Grealish is there? Because he just sort of kicks it straight into his foot. Mental.
It was just one of them, innit?
Yeah.
like if Lacroix swings his boot out instead of Munoz, he probably tanks it up the pitch. You know, if it hits Henderson on a different part of his leg and goes somewhere else, we clear it. Yeah, I mean, it was unlucky, but at the same time, you know, like we've said, we had so many chances to not be at 1-1 even. It was just, especially when they put the graphic up about we've only lost once under Glasner when we've been leading at half time, and it was Everton away. You knew what was fucking coming.
I think you know, it's a shame, but it's also something to hold on to. I think, you know, if you look at the chances that we should have scored, shall we say, and you look at the genuine in-game chances that Everton had, take away the fucking calamity penalty and the calamity goal. Listen, you can't take them away because they've happened. But if you take those two things out, and if we capitalise on the chances that we had versus the chances they could have capitalised on, you know, we could have easily still won that game. And that's why it's even more frustrating, because it's not like, all right, they were certainly on the front foot more in the second half, but you know, it didn't feel like on the balance of play. Like if we'd have come away with a 1-1, I think we'd have all been a bit like, oh, it's a bit of a missed opportunity. But look, all things considered, the game we played on Thursday, international break, go away, take the point, and we're 20 games unbeaten. But yeah, it wasn't like we didn't turn up or we didn't try. And that, but again, that's sometimes that's more frustrating than less.
Yeah, I don't think it can be overanalyzed for that. We were by far the better team. We should have been out of sight. We've limited them to basically no chances and have got a clumsy penalty and a freak equaliser. And other than that, Henderson had to make 2 saves. That weird one from Jake O'Brien's header where he was like, he'd finished trying to save it before the ball got to him, and he almost dropped it. It was so, because he kind of shouldered it, didn't he? He didn't head it in the end. It came off O'Brien's shoulder. But like short of that, they just didn't create anything really. Just a lot of huff and puff, but not really things. But because of like these stats that I'll follow on with, like Glasner, he's saying there he's only lost once when leading away from home, and that was against Everton. Everton only have 3 wins at home in the last 31 when they've conceded the first goal, and they are all against us.
You're welcome.
It doesn't surprise anyone. It doesn't surprise anyone hearing that.
Yeah, exactly. We've now lost 7 of the last 10 games against them. The other 3 were draws.
Is that at Goodison?
No, that's just in turn.
That's all games. Really?
Yeah, I think that they were running through some stats on Sky before it started, and I think one of them, I might have this wrong, but it was something like Palace have won 1 of the last 21 league games against them.
Yeah, it's imagine I think we have 2 wins twice against them back to back, and then the rest of it is just. So I think we beat them 3-2 at Goodison 2 seasons running, didn't we?
Yep.
Yes.
And then I think around COVID or something, we had a couple of wins against them then as well, back to back. But other than that, it's just been basically nothing.
As Liverpool fans will know, that none of those results count.
Yeah, exactly. But the maddest stat of all is, and we could have known, was come from I think he calls himself the Palestinian. He's at CPFC on Twitter, has said in August 1969, Crystal Palace were on a club record undefeated run of 18 games. They then took that unbeaten record to Goodison Park. First time we ever visited Goodison Park. And after leading 1-0, we lose 2-1 with one of the goals being a penalty.
Fuck.
This is a bit like everyone wearing baggy jeans now. Life comes in cycles. And apparently in football it's 56 years or 57 years, whatever it is. Because the similarities in that are insane.
That's crazy.
Mental. Absolutely mental. And now, of course, Everton now remain our last away defeat and our last home defeat.
Yeah.
Which is mad because going to North. I don't travel outside of London anymore. I'm never escaping the rumours, the allegations that Twitter level at us as a fan base that we don't travel outside of London. That Everton defeat at home was the last time I was at a game we lost, which is in February.
Shit, same.
Yeah. I don't know why you're looking at the sky, Albert, like you're more like, was I at that Everton game would be.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
You haven't seen us lose for 5.5 years.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. But then, of course, what you then get, and we haven't talked about him yet, but it was deliberately for this, Grealish in his post-match accepts the man no matter award, but says, you know, this should have gone to Wharton because he was the best player on the pitch. And if anyone didn't know about Wharton sleeping on a rock or whatever, they know about him now because he was just on a different level to everyone else on that pitch. And not called up to the England squad. Incredible.
It is incredible. He is such a good player. It's like, we probably talked about this before, but now that Elise is doing really well at Bayern, like every Palace fan, that last season Elise was with us, we all knew it. And then he went to Bayern and everyone else was saying it, and you're like, yeah, we knew. Wharton's next up. You know, he'll be playing for whoever, Real Madrid, and doing, you know, not even running around. He just sort of like lollops about like a moody teenager and pings out like the most perfect passes you've ever seen, slicing the opposition in half really easily, all that. And we'll just be like, yeah, mad that he's doing it at Palace, but he is fucking good. And like I said, I don't watch England, but I can't imagine who's in there instead of him.
Yeah,
because I reckon he's
Jordan Henderson.
Oh my God. Well, I don't need to watch England then. Yeah, crazy. He's very, very good, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's come out today. Is like he spoke to Tuchel, and Tuchel was like, "Look, I just don't want to change a winning squad. We won 5-0 in our last game, and Adam Wharton's just that's football. It's fine. Don't worry about it." Like, but he did say to him, "You deserve to be in the squad, but I'm just keeping a winning squad this time round because fine, it was 5-0. But if we fucking pull skulls in with England, I'll be furious." Oh, but if you pull skulls in him with fucking Jordan Henderson, stupid. Because we should be building a midfield around him. Let's be honest.
I've got a question for you, Terence, about the game and Wharton in particular. How much did you laugh / get incensed at him being booked for a perfect tackle?
Well, yeah. So I mean, Michael Salisbury was the referee, who is not supposed to manage Liverpool at Everton games because of conflict of interests that he, brought up when he was first made a referee. So that's fucking mad in itself. And he's only ever reffed 3 games from a team from Merseyside, all 3 of them at Everton matches, and all 3 of them they've won. Nothing dodgy to see here. But no, like in terms of that tackle, I don't think that's necessarily Salisbury. That's the fucking state that football's in at the moment in terms of, that tackle is probably a foul for all the wrong reasons. Like the idea of it that he's put in that tackle with no sense of the player's well-being that he's tackling, and it's classed as reckless. It's like, I think he made that tackle with every ounce of trying to not hurt the player as well. Like everything he does with it is kind of like caresses Gay to the floor. And you see Idrissa Gana Gay after gets up and is talking to him. He's just like, that's a great tackle. Like, I can't believe you've been booked for that. They're both just laughing about it because it is a ridiculous decision. And it was second on top of the ref as well, shouldn't be reffing Merseyside teams. He also lives in Preston and he's been all over an ex-Blackburn player. So also nothing dodgy to see there. But Wharton's yellow was what it was. But it was more like the referee's performance, why it was so bad. And again, like I said earlier, usually you watch back highlights when you've been at a game and you see the fouls that you were fuming about. And then you're like, oh yeah, it was a foul. This one I watched on TV and it was just, I was fuming because I was like, even with the replays, I was like, this is fucking mental. The way he just allowed Everton to kick us all over the pitch. Twice Wharton got barged in the back. Once Sarr got barged in the back, which each time brought to the end counter-attacks, which looked really promising. And he didn't even give a free kick with straight just forearms smashing him in the back and knocking him over. And he's telling them to get up. It was just astonishing. And he just basically empowered Everton to just be really aggressive with us with no comeuppance. And they didn't get booked for a foul until 90+5, which was just fucking ridiculous for how they just persistently fouled us all game long. Yeah, Adam Wharton puts in the perfect slide tackle, and which also would have set us away on a very promising attack, no less.
Yep.
Because it completely caught them out in the transition. And yeah, mental, really.
What do we think about Uche punching someone and the VAR showing it, even if it wasn't like a strong punch or whatever? Me personally, I think he should have gone because I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I also don't think though you can say it's a punch, because I was thinking about it after, because they super slowed it down, and Tarkovsky made the absolute most of it as well. But you can't prove that's a punch, but with all those angles that you see, he might have just poked him in the stomach.
Yeah.
Which is probably still stupid in itself, because you don't want to give referees a decision to make.
Imagine getting sent off for fingering someone's belly button.
He was just helping getting some fluff out of it, that was all.
But he didn't sniff his finger afterwards.
But it was, I as soon as I saw them slow it down, I was like, he's going to go. He's obviously getting sent off here. Which would have been bad for him as well. That would have probably fucked Glasner right off, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Like 2 in a week. Sosa losing his mind and fouling people and getting sent off, and then him coming on and doing that. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't send him off. But also, when I thought about it after, I was like, you can't say that it's a punch, but don't do it. That is absolutely for sure. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone's had a particularly strong word with him and told him that, whilst it wasn't a life-threatening jab to the throat or anything, but he's got away with it there, because you've definitely seen people go for that, and, all right, no one's got hurt, but it's still classed as like violent conduct because you flashed out. Like he's got away with one. The only mild credit I think you can give to the referee is the fact that he randomly added on 3 minutes at the end, on top of the added time, because obviously who was it that went down with cramp and fucked about for ages, and normally you never see that added on. They just get to the whatever it is, the allocated time and blow up. But obviously Everton were going fucking mad, and we did have another few minutes to try and claw it back, but it just wasn't our day. Yeah,
it wasn't. Exactly. I was going to say, I'm not over analysing it. We're a better team. Should have really been 20 unbeaten with another 3 points, sitting second in the league. We're not. But here's to the next 19 games unbeaten. We go again. And the only person who had a worse day than Michael Salisbury was poor old Chris Windsor, friend of the pod. Broke down outside Birmingham on his drive home. Got towed as far as Watford Gap. And then eventually at some point got in an Uber and got in at 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
Bloody hell.
And he still doesn't have his car back.
Oh.
That is exactly what you don't want after a result like that.
Jeez.
Horrendous.
So we can just...
half a cookie he can have if he's going to cheer him up.
I think we can just all quite safely say, will Everton please just fuck off now?
100%.
Yeah, I saw a great picture of Everton, Palace and Villa being the rock, paper, scissor of the Premier League, because Palace always lose to Everton but beat Villa. Villa always beat Everton but lose to Palace. It
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Love it. Who we got next? International break, innit?
Yeah.
Boring. Who have we got next?
Bournemouth.
And is it then our first European fixture at home?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't go to that.
You would have missed the goals anyway, mate, so don't matter.
Exactly.
Don't think I can do the next pod either. But we'll talk
No. We're not going to do. We're not going to do one next week. It's international break.
Yeah,
Have a rest.
I'm talking about the week after. Yeah, but anyway, let's move on.
Recharge the batteries.
In Italy.
Outrageous. Well, there you go. That's all right. We might get Carl on. Far more interesting.
Great. Bump the ratings a bit.
International break next week, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be back to talk about Bournemouth and look ahead to Larnaca and whoever comes after that. It's Arsenal after that, isn't it?
It is.
Might be a
6-pointer
crash by that point. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, thanks for listening. If you haven't listened to it, go and listen to the Conference League Chronicles episode 2. Have your tissues ready at the end.
It's not that good.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So anyway, thanks Hesketh. Thanks, Albert.
Welcome.
And until next time, up the palace.